Oh, hello, this is Madison Everett and Miss Brandon Bosch's third period class, and today I have my grandmother, Missy Petway, with me today, and we're going to be talking about Alabama history for our bicentennial project. Alright, Grandma, um, what made you start making quilts in Alabama?
In Alabama, when I make me start making quilts, we'll make them for the keep out the warm in the winter, cause we didn't have them. Those things I make the blanket, and we had to make our own, quilts. And that's what I was about 9 years old when I made my first quilt, and I pieced it out of our old skirts. We had wore out the front and we just used the back for the material for to do the quilt. Okay, so then we, pieced them together by hand. Cause we didn't have no, everybody didn't have a sewing machine at that time. So we did ours by hand. And when we made the quilt, we had pad them down, put them on the floor, put the back into the floor, put the cotton in the middle, then we put the back, what we had made, we put that on, on top of the cotton and pass it down. Then we had frames. Our frame that time was in the ceiling, hanging down. And it was like four frames. Two, the long way and two the short way. Okay. And then we tied them to the nail in the ceiling and hooked it to the corner of each one of the frame. Okay, then we get a needle with you double the thread, had big thread, and whoop the quilt in. That means whoop it in that it won't come out the frame when you hang it up, and it won't roll up. So then we let it down, and we had two people one person at that end and one person at that end, and maybe one sometimes had two to the side, depending on what size the quilt it was. We had crib size quilt, which we call a baby quilt. It was 38 by 50, 38 wide and 50, long. So we just only take two people that, the quilt of that size quilt.
What inspired you to actually make these patterns on the quilt stuff? Like, where do you get the information from?
From what put it together?
No, how the designs on the quilt were made.
Oh, I guess now. Sometimes we would have a pack called 9-pack. We'll sew three blocks together by 4-inch block. We have 3 here and 3 there and 3 there. So 3 times 3 is 9. That was called 9-packs. You put them, put them together. And then sometimes we would sew them, together. And then sometimes we would make them, we would put stripping like this, stripping in that table. See how that table looks? We would put the blocks together like that and sew them together. And that form of the quilt.
Did you ever sell your quilts? Or did you ever make money out of it? If so, how much?
Oh yeah. Like we had put a place where we go and sew out of the home. The Freedom Quilting Bee. Right next to my house. I walk there every day to work. And we made quilts there. Crib size quilt, single, double, queen, and king size quilt. We made them and we sent, we got orders for them at the bee. And we sent them to Bloomingdale in New York. We even sent some to Boston, Massachusetts, to the museum. Cause once after I got old, we had trips going to Milwaukee and Tennessee. We went to Tennessee. We went to Texas, Houston, Texas. On traveling by bus. Cause if I'm not mistaken, no, that wasn't your mama. That was Kay. I went there with. I'm thinking that was your mama, but that was Kay. I went. No, on the bus trip we went to Houston. We went to we even come to Mobile. Our first trip was to Mobile, to the museum down in Mobile.
What other can you tell me, like, with everything else going on in Alabama at the time, what made you keep wanting to push out your own quilts and keep making them?
Because that was the only income that black people had to come to them,
Mm-hmm.
right at home, other than cotton field. And so we were glad that they formed a quilting bee. And we worked there. And we didn't make big money, but we appreciate what we had. Sometimes we get about $400 or $500 for a big quilt,
Oh,
and then it had to be still among the group that worked on. That was, that's the way we got started off with that.
When you were first making them, who taught you how to make them, or did you learn from them yourself?
I learned from my mom and my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was at the Freedom Quilting Bee. My mom was the cutter. You have to cut it before you do anything else. She was doing the cutting that time. And I was sewing on the sewing machine, was help making the quilt. And other items that we made there. But the quilts was the first item because that's why we named Freedom Quilting Bee. That's why I give that name.
I know you were kind of in Selma around the same time. I think traveling, well, around Selma. That's where you, I think, live. So with that going on, did you ever like participate in like the freedom marches or anything over there?
Oh yeah, that's the beginning of the Freedom Quilting Bee. Martin Luther came about give the first money for he was a non-profit organization, and he gave money for the start another building, upright another building. We also went to Selma in the march to Montgomery with the horses and so forth. We started in Camden and went on through to Selma to Montgomery.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, are there any other things that you would like to speak about quilts and how I guess it kind of evolved into what it is now?
To my quilts, we no longer do quilts, but at the factory because it went out, had a bad tax year, and we couldn't pay the tax, so they had to close the bill. But a lot of people some of them still work down in G's Bend at the G's Bend turn down there now.
Where is it? Is it?
They're at the real part of the ferry, going to the water and go across to Canada. Some of them still work down there, but I don't go down there.
Oh, well, thank you for the nice interview. I really learned a lot about how quilts weren't just an item that you used to cover it. It really had like a real meaning to it, especially around the time, and how most people may think, oh, Alabama is just a small town, but I think that's like helping. To me, that's a part of helping Black people, African Americans, get civil rights, and it really had a big impact on it, even if some people don't think it is. Well, thank you for your time. And again, this is Madison Everett, Mrs. Brandon Bosch's third period class, and this is it.